Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, welcome to my channel. My name is Sumit Chatterjee, flow state coach. I am not some kind of behavioral specialist. Make sure you're 18 and older watching this. Thank you to Hotel Moscow, I believe that's Josh Bailey if I'm not mistaken. So first of all, I'm wearing sunglasses because the sun is shining directly in my face. That's number one. Let's talk about St. John, man, because I think that this guy truly embodies charisma to a level which is unheard of. And I don't say this very lightly because this man is clearly, he has some kind of extraterrestrial, mystical type of frequency that he's tapping into. And we're not really sure what it is, and we can't really put words on it. Words would do it injustice. I'm not gassing him up either, because as you're gonna see from this video, this man's skill sets when it comes down to conversational game is intergalactic. He has these timelessness pockets that he so easily creates. He's in the zone mostly all the time throughout this interview. So much so that at one point you almost forget it's an interview. Who's the person interviewing and who's the interviewee? You get a flip of frames all of a sudden. And the reason why you get this is because he also answers questions with a question a lot. Setting the tone, he's great at frame control, and he has something called poise. Okay, there's an eloquence, an elegance, a cool, calm, collected energy about him that it's also very intense. It can get very intense, it can get very gentle. And he's playing with that edge. He's playing in the liminal spaces very well. So make a note of this, okay?
When I curse, who gives a fuck? I'm cursing, bleep it.
So he says, who gives a fuck if I'm cursing? Bleep it out anyway. He's already setting the frame. He's already having a boundary for himself that I want to be free. And you'll notice this theme of freedom pops up quite a lot throughout the entire interview. Okay, that's what he's trying to become an embodiment of. You see, he's making his whole game about a grand concept of freedom.
No, but I just said fuck and shit just like a few minutes ago.
Thank you.
Was that good?
Yeah, it's good, it's good.
Is that good? She's asking him for approval for her joke. Unconsciously, right? Now she does have this weird, quirky type of awkward energy about her, and that's a part of her personality. I'll give you that. It's kind of cute, as he calls her, right? But at another level, you don't really feel like this is an interview. This feels like a social interaction where he's genuinely flirting. But it's also genuine and subtle, very subtle, right? Because he's still speaking about it, but there is an innuendo, there's an underlying vibe of philosophy and entertainment that he's carrying. You gotta recognize this.
Never cool in the end, but we worked it out. We worked it out. He was never cool in the end. Oh yeah.
Okay, so you put that on and I'll get you something because I got you a little...
Cool in the end. He grabs his jacket in such a nonchalant fashion, also rhythmical way that it's almost as if he's prepped that for years and years of his friend throwing his jacket at him. It felt rehearsed almost in a sense, but what he's doing is his energy is also kind of, he's looking around the room. He's not only looking at her, right? He's chilling in his space. He's allowing himself to just lean back, lean forward, use his hand gestures, come from one angle, come from a different angle. There's a lot of things that he's doing that are very nuanced, okay? That only expert level people are picking up.
She's trying to be cute.
Yeah,
Oh, you
well.
must be trying to date me. She brought me cigars.
Stop!
This is relationship level stuff.
She tells him to do one of his favorite activities, which is smoke cigars. She's already in his reality, you see? Now he's setting a frame. Oh, you're trying to be cute. This is like relationship level stuff, he says.
This is relationship level stuff.
He's establishing a frame right now. Boyfriend, girlfriend.
Saying I'm in a relationship with myself and sometimes I get jealous. You shouldn't bring me gifts.
This is a great example of a push-pull. You shouldn't bring me gifts because I'm actually in a relationship with myself and I get jealous sometimes. That's a level of an absurd joke at a certain level, but underneath it, you gotta understand the subtext. Where is he coming from? Where is the vibe coming from? Somebody get jealous. That's an emotional spike. Jealous of myself. That's a confusion emotion spike alongside the understanding of him emoting jealousy, but it's a self-jealousy. So it's like, whoa, it's already it's stretching the dimensions of her mind that she's used to, right? And this is probably a German girl, right, who's not used to that level of American swagger, and maybe she is, I don't know, maybe she's interviewed a bunch of people on 16 Bars TV. But this is a different level of an interaction, man. Thank you so much, Hotel Moscow, for sharing this with me and sharing this with our audience, because people need to look and learn from this man. This is a challenge.
God, my first.
Cutest moment ever.
Oh, I don't know how to feel about being called cute.
What's wrong with being called cute?
It's kind of has something childishy.
I'm cute as fuck.
Okay, and he passes that challenge instantly. Doesn't even bat an eye. Okay. So what's wrong with being called cute? Okay, he's stating his intention. He isn't saying something and then going back to what he originally said, right? That would be like the agreeable nice guy. Oh, you like dogs? I like dogs too. You know, there's a power in you going, you know, I'm more of a cat person. I mean, I like dogs, don't get me wrong, but nice fuzzy cat. You know, and that could be a sexual innuendo by itself, right? The cat. So you got to understand that this man is playing almost in the underworld of game. You guys get that? There's a dark, seductive energy to him that I don't know if you're picking up, but it's like a devil trying to convert an angel, as someone commented.
Yeah, don't be afraid of being called cute.
Okay.
Be afraid of not being called anything. That means nobody was paying attention.
That's some deep shit. Why you gotta hit me with that?
Embarrassed laugh. Embarrassed laugh. Why you gotta hit me with that deep shit? Don't worry about that. Be worried about this. See, the cadence of this man, the delivery of this man, has a depth to it. So you can make anything sound deep. You could talk about a banana bread recipe and still make it sound deep by how you sound. You know, I searched for these eggs. These eggs, they remind me of my grandmother, who used to make the best eggs. You would go to her home and you could just start rambling at that point, man. Like a star. This is a star archetype, by the way. Great example of it. He does have hints of dandy, which we'll come to discover later on in the interview. And he has hints of charismatic, too, in there. Very strong. He plays very multidimensionally, right, this guy. He also has a bit of childlike, you know, natural essence and a bit of that rake. He plays all of them pretty well. This is like Art of Seduction embodied in one man, which is very interesting. It's like A$AP Rocky mixed with Prince's energy almost, in a sense.
Right.
Well, I put this between my legs. There we go.
Yeah, I hope y'all got that.
I hope y'all got that, right? So he knows he's in on the joke with the audience. It's like a second, like, what would you call it? Dramatic irony, right? In the theater, where the audience knows something that the other person doesn't on stage. Like that dramatic irony of, you know, I hope y'all got that. He's still playing to an audience. And it's this sexual innuendo frame that he's introduced with this first statement, which now will allow him to open the portal towards greater sexual innuendos and discovery in the conversation. When he says this, it's also coming from a nonchalance, like he's not trying, and you'll get this energy from him a lot as well.
Bite the tip. Pause that. Hard pause on bite the tip. All right?
Okay.
But you have to bite the tip.
Okay, but
Try to bite
like
the-
how much of it? Like just
like
the tip?
Wow. Yeah, just the tip.
Okay. So I'm just
You have to bite down on it, okay? Like, so you can already tell, right? The sexual innuendo, the joking. To break out of this pattern of gesture mode, what he does next here is he becomes the tutor, the educator, the speaker, the preacher.
I was thinking of something negative, but the way you use it, it sounds like something positive.
It's contextual.
It's reframing.
Everything in life is contextual.
Everything in life is contextual. He's now educating her. He's giving an example. When I say the word ratchet, when I say the word bitch, he's giving examples. You get it?
I'm talking about freedom and expression. 3 girls, I signed 3 girls' titties just now.
He just throws into the conversation casually that he just signed 3 girls' titties. Just like it's a normal thing for him, you know?
Is that like a usual thing to sign girls' titties?
It's life. How unusual could it be?
No, is that a normal for you?
Yeah,
Like,
about that. Is that like a usual thing?
is that like a
to
usual
sign
thing
girls'
to
titties?
sign girls' titties? How unusual could it be? How weird can it get? Right? How expansive can I make this thing? Look at the sexual tension that he holds after he makes statements, okay? And then he'll sometimes laugh at his own joke. But it's endearing.
Pre-show, or was this special this time?
Lots of things happen after shows.
Lots of things happen after shows. That he's pre-selected. Okay? That he's pre-selected. Other women want me too, not just you. He just throws that in there. The art of this is that you don't know that he's doing it on purpose. You don't think he has some weird agenda or he's trying to. This is just how he naturally is. And that's why you gotta embody and walk your talk, man. You gotta be authentic, and that's what this interview is. It's genuine, it's authentic. There's little ums and ha's and little awkward moments that get covered up and made aesthetic.
I'll let you know. Catch me by the end of the tour. This is the second day of the European version of the tour.
I don't know. Maybe we can hang out. Maybe not. This kind of stretches a person's mind in two different, it's called a double bind, right? So basically, like, you can take a person's mind and be like, yeah, well, we could go to the gym tomorrow, or maybe we could go next week. And it stretches your mind into two options, but he's playing in this non-dual space quite a bit. You understand that? Because if he is a representative of freedom, he's gonna have that non-dual essence.
Okay, but you were in Moscow.
Yeah, like
prior.
2 nights ago.
Okay, so
That was sort of wild.
She's embarrassed, so she's trying to change the topic. Oh, but you were in Moscow, though.
Inverted. It was sexy. And we were shooting rose petals out of this cannon. And they
Listen to the way he says sexy, and he really believes this. His belief behind his words. I want you to listen.
it was sexy.
And we were shooting rose petals out of this cannon. And they gave me 100 roses, and I decided that I didn't want to perform on the stage anymore. And I wanted to perform on the side of the balcony.
This is how a star speaks. He goes from one topic to describing another topic to describing another topic, and there's an ease, there's a nonchalance, there's a cadence to it that feels like honey, like glue, like it just works. It merges together quite nicely in a conversation when someone speaks like that.
And then I wanted to perform at the back with it.
Back, okay? So he doesn't speak in monotonous ways either. I could go to the back, okay? Like a Christopher Walken, like kind of channeled him through that moment, right? Back. I'm walking here.
Your lineage, because you just talked about your mom being at your show in New York.
Right. Let's light up, by the way.
Okay, yeah.
Let me
first.
light you up.
Okay, so what way? This way or that way?
She's asking him questions in interview mode, question after question after question. So he's trying to create a pattern interrupt, right? In that moment where he goes, wait, let me light you up first. Demonstrates that he's in control of the pace of the interview and the conversation. He's the one who's calling the shots in a sense. He's the leader.
So you
Okay.
kind of got to lick it.
Okay.
Innuendo aside.
Like
All right. That was weird, but all right. That's not what I meant.
Innuendo aside. Like he knows that he's being cheeky, right? Innuendo aside, you know, you gotta lick it, you gotta stick it in your, swirl it in your mouth a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds very sexual, right? In the context of that, it's very, very sexual. You gotta bite it off, just the tip. And he knows that he knows, and that's what's endearing, that's what's charming.
How do I hold this? Like this?
Hold however you want. You're free.
Okay.
There's no rules to this.
I thought there's like some etiquette.
Etiquette what?
There's no rules to this, right? This is the rebel outlaw energy.
Etiquette what? For who?
Etiquette
Who can
what?
tell
For
you how to
who?
live better than you?
Who can tell you how to live better than you, man? This preacher
My
mode.
mom.
Mom? My mom? Okay.
Who can tell you how to live better than you?
My mom.
I'm not even trying to make this into a therapy session. It just is. You know what I mean? That's the energy. What's interesting is he brings back talking about his mom from her word mom is now in his subconscious for him to use later. Oh, understand this nuance.
She's happy to see me go from something that she couldn't imagine me being at to something that she couldn't imagine me being at. You get me?
You know what I realized, man? His style of seduction is like he's opening a bunch of doors, okay? So this is what I want you to understand is door number 1, freedom, ratchet, okay? The same word for him, right? He uses them interchangeably. Number 2, you need to be educated differently, sweetie. This is the right way to think. This is my values, okay? Notice he's bringing up his values. He's bringing up how he thinks. He's bringing up his philosophies, his mentality. That's richness, that's depth. It's like the spin the wheel game show, right? He's like giving her multiple doorways or options to go through. But once she enters that doorway, he's gonna play in that realm a little bit and then take her out of it with some neutrality. And then make her enter another door. Man, this is inspiring me so much, man. This is wow. I hope you guys are getting inspired by this because this is art. This is glorious.
What did you want to do when you grew up? Did you want to be an interviewer?
No.
What do you want to be?
Well, I believe I wanted to be a judge.
What do you want to be now?
Happy.
Cool.
Shit, motherfuckers.
He goes, deep shit, motherfuckers. Okay? And she's saying this comment to gain his approval. Okay? It's an underlying thing that, okay, they were talking about deep shit earlier. I'm going to bring out this inside joke of deepness again in the conversation. So we feel that connection and that rapport. The freedom philosophy he has is almost like, I express myself through art. He's looking at the freedom as opportunities, as possibilities, as different things that can happen, as access to something. Self-referential, right? Because he knows himself that he's hella deep.
It's not illegal here.
So now she's talking about prostitution and brothels, right? She couldn't have gotten to this point in the conversation without him making the sexual innuendos earlier. You see, so that was the bridge for him to get to here. This is another challenge plus a frame that he enters into the picture when he says,
I mean, that's cool, but me, hey.
me? Hey?
Listen, you can get it for free. There's some girls that...
Listen, you can get it for free. There's some girls out there, right? He's throwing him women at this point, right?
Things get out of hand.
It's the internet, fam. It's the same internet in every... Nah, it's crazy.
It's the internet, fam. You know, you got the same one in every country. He's stepping into educator mode. Basically, the vibe that he's trying to set is nobody's gonna tell me how to live. He goes on to explaining how hip-hop is a sport. Okay, you got to be an athlete. He has all of these ideas about his life, right? And he's just golden nugget after golden nugget. He's just sharing him. He's doing him. He's sharing him. He's expressing himself. Like this part that I'm going to show you here, because he's gassing himself up quite a bit in his own mind. But it's in the frame and the context of a fantasy. He's placing himself in the frame of, I'm very attractive.
The songs tell me what the songs need. Imagine you had a boyfriend,
Yeah.
and I had a girlfriend, but we came here and there was an energy, and you liked it. You were like, yo, I'm into this. I like all this chocolate and cheetah shit. And this Nicaraguan cigar smoke, and I can get used to this. Imagine that, right?
Okay.
Let's pretend like that's not the truth, right? All right? And imagine I had a girl, I'm like, I like all this Kenyan activity and this long hair and this nude dress.
He's describing himself, right? You get used to this Nicaraguan cheetah shit, smoking these cigars. He's describing the present moment, basically, and themselves and their clothing choices. Let's pretend. Let's role play. Let's imagine. This is what this kind of game does. It brings you into your imagination and into this internal world. It's warm and fuzzy and loving and weird and wild and wacky and zany at the same time. You're bringing their mind to a cartoon world. Cartoon world, the laws are very less. You could stretch your arm out like this. You could, get squished flat like Acme in Looney Tunes, right? Those Acme anchors would squish these motherfuckers flat, right?
Nude dress.
Nude. He really had to emphasize the nude, right? But it's nonchalant. It's casual, baby. I'm not trying to make you think of the word naked, but I'm doing it. Because that's the way I speak.
But we can't engage. There's nothing we could do. We're not supposed to. We agreed to a different set of circumstances.
Oh, this is like the Romeo and Juliet type shit, right? So it's like he's built up this fantasy and this giant bubble of what could be, and then he pops it right in front of her. That's an example of a great push-pull in the imagination realm. We're not supposed to. He's making it more taboo, making it more forbidden. But now, as you know, what is forbidden is also more sexy, more attractive, more fetishized, right? It is that thing that we don't want to face, but we get attracted anyway. It's like being in a relationship and seeing another attractive person, that tension that is there, right? Of that. And he's describing that so well, but he's getting her to experience that reality, that fantasy as a reality in the moment.
I told you I'm in a relationship with myself and I get jealous.
So you cheat?
On myself?
No, when you're with your significant other.
And
why cable and Wi-Fi?
I've had indiscretion because you need both. Imagine your life without. First of all, Wi-Fi doesn't exist without cable.
So you cheat, okay? Now, this man is very well versed. He has an art of language. She's talking about something metaphorical. Artists are great at metaphors, okay? She has nothing on him on terms of metaphors. So talking about Wi-Fi and cable and talking about cheating, right? He said Wi-Fi is always connected to the cable. But you have a side chick, you cheat, you do this. Listen, I believe in freedom, okay? He goes back to his philosophy, his frame, because that's what's gonna be his safety net. You gotta understand this in your own conversation. The doors that you made them walk through, if you're playing this level of an advanced game, you gotta back it up with honesty, with truth, with your own philosophy. Now they start talking about like monogamy at one point, and she's talking about penguins. That's so random. She saw a documentary on penguins and got attracted to the fact that all these penguins are so cute and they're monogamous. He watched the same movie and he did not get the same, perspective of that. She says penguins, he says, oh yeah, the penguins are great, they're fashionable, they wear these Tom Ford suits. That's his way of making sense of the word penguin. It's in his reality where he went from a poor boy to a very affluent man, okay? He went from a poor dude not being able to afford clothing to now wearing and rocking designer clothing. Now she tries to impress him by speaking some German at one point, right?
Kann man draußen? Nee, Appetit kann man sich draußen, gegessen wird zu Hause, which means you can get your appetite outside, but you eat at home.
Now he's speaking about his idea of monogamy.
I live by a different set of rules. I live by the rules what I want to make me happy. The things that I want to make me happy. No one person is enough to fulfill all the needs that you have. It's not realistic.
Okay.
That's not possible. I can't isolate the way I think about the world in that way. I can't isolate myself emotionally like that. I need you and I need her, and she does something different. She might.
I need you and I need her, okay? He's pointing out the fact, he's stating his intention, he's stating his frame, he's stating his boundaries, he's stating his understandings, his values, all at once. But he's just stating his intent, very purely, right? There's nothing extra that he's trying to do here. He's reminding her that I need you, right? So it's like that's the push-pull, right? I need you and I need her. So I need you is the pull. I need her is the push away, right? So it's like he's really a great example of a walking push-pull in terms of the charisma aspect of things, right? I have a lot to say in this video, man. This video is gonna get hella long, but it is what it is. Like, this is what I want to talk about. Now you see his anger in the conversation too. When he makes this statement, it's a hint of an emotional spike in anger. Just listen to this.
My image and my likeness, but they didn't care what I had to say. Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here. It's that, a little bit of that cut, a little bit of that samurai slice in the conversation where you go, oh, okay, I'm not gonna fuck with him on that, okay. That's important to throw in. You can't just be goofy the entire time. You can't just be serious the entire time. You gotta play with the elements, baby. Okay, you gotta be an elemental magician. Gotta play with a little bit of water, a little bit of fire, a little bit of... Now you're a culinary chef, okay? Coquette energy too.
I'm a result of what I have to say and what I've experienced, not what I look like. When somebody idolizes you for what you look like, then they're inspired by the wrong fucking things. I didn't make myself look like this. If you think I'm sexy, tell my mom, text her. I didn't do it. You get me? My skin ain't glowing and glistening because of something I did. I came like this. Everything else is my choice, though. I want you to care about me for my choices, what I say, how I think, where I see the world, where I want to go.
He's reciting his values right now, and this is very important for you to do as a man, because otherwise she doesn't know what to tolerate from you. She doesn't know what to expect from you. She doesn't know how she's supposed to be around you. You get what I'm saying? So if you don't speak about your values, how is she going to understand and know where you're leading this relationship? Because you are the man, you're the leader in the relationship in some sense. So if you're not leading it anywhere and you're kind of just throwing it up into the air and just be like, oh, it is what it is. We've been married for 17 years and I guess that's that. Bro, okay, wake up. You got to guide this ship. Okay, to where? Not force her into a direction that she doesn't want to move in, but be so inspiring that she gets to be the support in your sales.
You should know, I don't give a fuck about fashion. I like things that are cool.
I mean, that's really authentic. I don't fuck with fashion. I just like things that are cool. Right? Oh, that's so genuine. That's something you tell to like your best friend, right? That's something that you wouldn't necessarily need to share in an interview. But with this deep level of rapport, he's just coming with the zingers, right? One after the other. It's like a punchline, one after another. That's his energy, man. He delivers everything like a rap punchline, which I love. And he has great music, bro. I'm not gonna lie, like I do fuck with his music and I do like it. And he's an amazing artist, but this has given me so much more love for his craft and who he is as a person, because I'm knowing him deeper through this, and he's really showing his prowess with conversational mastery.
When you go home and you figure out what size, you text me, okay?
Okay.
What size the buttons are. When you go home, you gotta text me, okay? This is what he says. Literally, this is what he says, right? When you go home, you gotta text me, okay? In whatever context he said it, right? She just has to say okay to that. And she does. As an acceptance to the joke. It's so smooth that if you try to fight against it, you're gonna slip. Because it's too smooth. It's like butter. So you try to fight against the butter, you're gonna slip. And he's gonna catch you. No, it's okay. Alright? You're getting this. This is diabolical, man. But it's so pure at the same time. This is like the Asura Deva of game.
Is that a good feeling or is it like scary?
It's not scary because this is where I want it to be. This is what I designed myself to be.
This is what I designed myself to be. You understand this guy is an occultist, right? That statement tells me that this man knows certain things, vibrational rules in this universe. And he's playing it up. He's using it towards his advantage. How else could he have gone from ghostwriting for rappers to being a rapper himself? He just rode that momentum wave of flow state. And you can tell this man is tapped into the zone. He's a flow state Jedi if I've ever seen one. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this. Share it with a friend, because you know my perspective is a little bit different than other coaches at times, and you might get some very valuable spiritual insight from my breakdowns. So if you do, good for you, champ. Let's go, let's grow, let's flow. Upward Spiral Gang, may we never be the same again. Us.